Hey everyone, welcome back to Engineer Comrades. In today's video, I'll show you how to build a multi-agent workflow in OpenAI's Agent Builder, where a single chatbot can automatically understand your intent and connect to the right AI agent. Whether you want to read Gmail, browse Google Drive, get AI news, or check cricket scores, this system does it all automatically. We'll start by seeing a quick demo, then we'll build everything step by step, and finally, I'll show you how to extract the generated code and run it locally. So let's dive in. So before we start building, here is a quick demo of what we will be creating. So I will click on preview and let's check how our agent is working. I'll simply put hi. You can see we got a response from the agent saying, hello, welcome to assistant. How can I assist you today? So let's check the cricket score first. I'll type cricket score, India versus West Indies, and we'll hit enter. You can see we got the response that India versus West Indies second test tour of India 2025 day 2 stumps. India declared their inning at 518 for 5. So let's try something else. Let's ask assistant for some AI news. Okay, get me some latest AI news. Let's see if that works. Also keep an eye on the workflow. You can see how the workflow is going. So this time it has picked the AI news node, or rather AI news agent, to process our request. You can see we got the latest news for October 2025. Okay, we'll test one more thing. I'll hit a prompt with get me the latest Google Drive files. Let's hit enter. Keep an eye on the workflow, how it is going through. You can see it has connected to the Google Drive agent. Let's see and wait for the response. You can see we have received the response that we have these many files. I'll ask, please summarize the AWS interview questions. Let's see if that works or not. So currently what agent did is it predicted or classified the intent and then handed over the request to the correct agent, and we are getting response from the agent. Let's see if it has started summarizing or not. You can see the classification agent, we are receiving Google Drive. Okay, from there it is handing over the transaction to the correct agent. You can see it has also summarized the document for us. So that's all for the demo, and you have seen all of this is happening dynamically with a single entry point and smart classification deciding which agent to call behind the scenes. Now let's see how to build this from scratch. So here is the plan. We'll design a workflow that looks like this: the start point, then guardrails, classification agent, if else, a specialized agent, and then the end. Each branch will have a different agent depending on the user's request. It's modular, easy to maintain, and super scalable. So let's open Agent Builder and start from a blank workflow. I'll hit back. I'll create a workflow. So we already have the start block. This is where everything begins. Then we have to add guardrails. Okay, I will delete this connection, delete it. This ensure safety and filters out anything invalid before passing it to our classification agent. I'll connect the start node to guardrails and then guardrails output to my agent. In the guardrails, I will enable the jailbreak option. So if the things are valid, the prompts are valid from the end user, then only it will pass through this node and will hand over the transaction to our next node, which is my agent. So first thing first, I'll change the agent name. I will change it to classification agent. The prompt, I'll not type everything here. What I will do, I will either post the prompt in the description. You can pick it from there. For now, I'll just copy it from our old workflow and I will paste it there. But yes, I'll go through it. So you are a classification agent, analyze the user's message and return a single intent from the list. This is the list that we have defined. It's Google Drive, Gmail, Cricket Score, AI News, and Get Information. So if someone says, read my emails, it will return to Gmail. If they say, find files, it returns Google Drive. This classification is what we will use next for routing. This is the brain that decides what the user is asking for. Okay, and we also have mentioned that return only the JSON format. We have given a sample JSON format as well, like the key and the value. So classification and the value that the agent will decide basis user intent. So I will hit save. The model will go with GPT 4.1 mini. You can go with anyone, but this is smaller and the faster version, and also cost effective. I'll select that one. Output format. From this classification agent, we need JSON format. Okay, so we are done with the classification agent. Now the next will add if else block right after the classification, and here we'll add conditions to check what category was detected. Okay, so I'll drag if else node, the logic node. I will add it. Okay, and now click on if else node. Okay, so before start adding the logic, let's go back to our classification agent, and we forgot to map the output format, the schema. Let's go and add that as well. So property name will be classification. The type will be enum, and the possible value. You remember the values that we have entered in the prompt. So it will be Google Drive, hit space, cricket score, the same thing that we entered in the system prompt for the classification agent, so that it returns the correct JSON format to if else node. That's why we are putting this schema in the classification agent. So we are done with it. I'll click update, and now let's go back to if else. We are getting this from the classification agent. So classification is equal to, first we'll go with Google Drive. Okay, Google underscore Drive. Similarly, we'll add all of them. Similarly, I will go ahead and add all of the possible outcome that we will be getting from the classification agent. So we are done with adding all the conditions to branch our workflow. Now you can see we have these many branches with us. So basis the message the user sent, first guardrail will check either the value is valid or not. Then classification agent will classify the intent and will send a JSON format to if and else, and if and else will get the intent and then branch it over to a different agent. So let's start, and we'll start adding agents to it. Before that, let's give it a try if that is working or not. I'll hit preview. I will simply send hi. Keep an eye on the workflow. So it started guardrail classification agent and then you can see it has routed us to get information. Okay, let's see. Get me AI news. Let's see where it goes. You can see it went to AI news. So let's continue building our workflow. We'll go back to the canvas and we'll proceed with our next step. What we'll do, we'll start adding a different AI agents for each node. Okay, so let's put one agent for Google Drive, one for Cricket Score, another one for AI News, and then we will add one more for Get Information. Then we also have the Gmail. Okay, so we are done with the agents. We'll add it one by one. Let's add all the nodes, Get Information, the Gmail agent, and else. On else, we'll put a simple end node and we'll connect to the end node. So if the intent is not matching with all the classification that we have mentioned, it'll go to the end loop. Okay, let's proceed further. So first thing, we will be creating or configuring the get information agent, because whenever we'll put hi, then it will not fall under any of these intent. Okay, so it will fall under get information. So let's create that one first. Again, the instructions I will be copying from my old workflow, and I will be sharing the same with you guys as well in the description. So I have simply copied it. We can check it. That always greet with below message. Welcome to assistant. How can I assist you today? Then these are the options. I'll click on save. Let's change the model once again. We are okay with ChatGPT 4.1. Tools we don't need. Text also we don't need. So before going further, let's check if that is working or not. I'll click preview and put hi. Let's see if that works. You can see when we put hi, the classification agent classified it as a get information and then routed it to the correct agent. Now we can see the correct message. So right now, if I will put like get me the latest AI news, it will understand the intent. You can see it understood the intent. It routed us to AI news, but AI agent is right now not configured. Hence, we haven't received anything. Okay, so let's continue configuration. So I will go and will configure the AI agent node. This time also I'll put the instructions, then model. Again, I'll select ChatGPT 4.1. This time, this agent actually need a tool, because we are asking, rather we will be asking it to provide us the latest news. So GPT 4.1 might not have the recent information. So to help the agent, I'll add one more tool and I'll click on web search. So this is the tool, and in this tool we have to add the website name like Wikipedia or any other website from where the agent should fetch the latest information. So for AI agent, I have shared this one, and we don't need to change anything. I'll click on add, and the output format would remain the same as text. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's try if that works or not. I'll put hi. It should respond us with that greeting message. Then we'll put get the latest AI news. And now check the workflow. It handed over the transaction to the AI agent, and now we should get a response. You can see it used this tool, the web search tool, and as on October 11th, has handed over the latest news to us. So similarly, we will be configuring all of our agents one by one. So we are done with AI news, we are done with the get information. Let's go and configure the cricket agent node 2. This time also I'll put the instructions for the model. We will change the model to GPT 4.1. The tools, it will also need a web search tool. I'll put ClickBuzz there to fetch the latest scores. Hit on add. Okay. So we are done with the cricket score, AI news, get information. We still have to configure the Google Drive and the Gmail. I'll click on this agent. Again, the same thing. We know the drill. We have to put the instruction. We'll change the model. Okay. And we'll give it a tool. And now we'll use MCP servers. So MCP server is nothing but Model Context Protocol server. It's a server that implements the Model Context Protocol, a framework that allows AI agents to connect with external tools and data sources for communication and task completion. So this is the MCP server. When we'll click on MCP server, you can see. So right now, these are the connectors which are created and maintained by OpenAI. We do have the third-party servers as well. So for Google Drive, we have one. I will click on the Google Drive. And now you can see it is asking to add your access token. So on this point, many people gets confused. That's how to get the access token. So it's very simple. Just click on the get access token. You'll get this one. Okay. This page. I'll simply put Control F. I will type drive. Okay. Just for searching the correct APIs, and we'll scroll down. Go down till the time you don't find the Google Drive API. Where find it? So you should select the correct API for your uses. But right now, for the demo purpose, I will select all. Okay, so let's go and select the activity API too. It is not required. I just have selected it. I'll click on authorize API. Now it'll ask me to choose an account. I'll go with my Google account. So once it authenticated the account, I'll click on continue and we are done. So you can see we have to click on exchange authorization code for tokens. I'll click and this is your access token. And if you get to this point, the request URI, you should put developers.google.com. Okay. And then you can also check if that is working or not and the possible operations that we can do with the drive, with the API. So I will go to this section, exchange authorization code for tokens, and will simply copy it. Will paste my token. I'll name it as Gmail and we'll hit connect. These are the operations, okay, that tool or API may call. You can select or unselect basis your requirements. And this the option for approvals. So human should be in loop. So if I'll ask to show my all the Google Drives, so first it will ask permission from the end user. So it depends. If you want that your agent should ask for approvals, you can click on always require for approval for all tool calls. But for demo purpose, I will put never require approval. Okay, and we'll hit add. So we are done with the Google Drive as well. Similarly, let's go ahead and do for the Gmail as well. The same thing. First, we need to put the instructions. Then we'll change the model Changing model is not necessary. You may go with the chat GPT 5 also, but that will cost you more. And we'll click on tools, we'll click on MCP server, and then we'll select the Gmail. Again, you have to put the access token, go to get access token this time. So we'll find and we'll put Gmail and we'll scroll. You can see we have got the API. I'll select it all. The same step that we took earlier for Google Drive, the similar steps will take for the Gmail as well. Okay, I'll hit authorize APIs. Again, it'll ask to choose an account, the Gmail account. I'll select mine and will select all the permission and then click on continue. We reached at the same page. We'll hit exchange authorization code for tokens. You can see we received the tokens, right? Let's copy it and we'll put it and we'll paste it here. I'll name it Gmail and we'll hit connect. So we are done with all the agents. So we have built our agent. Let's test it. I'll put hi. It should respond me with that greeting. You can see the classification agent classified our request or say intent to get information, then handed over the transaction to the agent. We got the message. I'll simply ask check all the Google Drive files. Let's see if that works. You can see it detected the intent and it handed over the transaction to the correct agent. You can see it presented all the files that I have on my Google Drive. So again, you can see the full workflow now. So it starts with the start node, then we have guardrails, classifier, then conditional routes, and then we have agents, and if nothing matches, then end. So once the system is working, let's export it. Click on export. I'll click on code and we have these options, okay? ChatKit and the agent SDK. I will go with ChatKit. Now I'll show you how to host the same tool on your local machine, the same agent on your local machine. And yes, obviously it will be using the OpenAI's APIs to use the LLM models. But you can host the entire chat interface locally and you can further integrate that interface on your website, in your application, or in your any projects. So I will click on clone sample app. Okay, I'll hit clone sample app. You will be routed to the GitHub page. Now scroll down a bit. This is the option code and then download the zip file. So we have got the file. I'll just right click on it and then extract all. I will delete the zip file and will get all the files in the root directory. So these are the files that we got from that GitHub zip file. Now from the address bar, I will simply put cmd. So my command prompt started from the same directory. Okay, let's check. We can see all the files. So let's verify with npm install if we have everything available or not. I'll hit npm install. You can see we are done with the npm install. So we are done with npm install. Now we'll run npm run dev. You can see we are getting an error. You can see the error that unset is not recognized as an internal or external command. So that error is because of Windows command prompt or PowerShell syntax. So let's fix it cleanly. What we'll do, we'll open the package.json file. We'll go back to the directory and we'll open the package.json file. And this line, you can see the unset open API key. So this is good for the Linux environments. For Windows, we need to change it. And we'll try again if that works. You can see the web server is ready. I'll press Control and we'll click on that path. Let's see if that works. You can see the page has loaded, but the set next public chat kit workflow ID in your environment local file, that is the error that we got. Let's fix it as well. So I know why we are getting this error, but I thought to fix all the errors on the go so that you can follow along and can create the workflow as well as extract the workflow and can run the same agent on your local host machine. So the error that we are getting is that our next.js app expected a variable called next public chat kit workflow ID. It is also looking for .env.local file that we don't have in this directory. You can't see .env.local file. We do have .example. I'll rename it to .env.local and we'll edit it. Now you can see this has two parameters. One is open API key and the next public chat kit workflow ID. So next public chat kit workflow ID is nothing but this ID, this workflow ID. We simply need to copy it and we'll put the same here. So we are done with next public chat kit workflow ID, but the open API key is still pending. So we need to update that as well. I will go to my profile and then we'll navigate to API keys. We'll create one new API key. I'll name it as demo API. We'll select a project. We'll hit create secret key. I'll copy this and we'll paste in this file. Now hit save. Let's go back to our command prompt. I will hit Control C, Y, enter. So meanwhile that is loading, let's hit on publish as well. I'll click on publish. I'll name it as demo agent. Okay, and we'll click publish. So now this runs the same multi-agent system locally. So you can integrate into your apps, web dashboards, or automations. Let's put hi and let's check if it is working or not. We should be greeted with the initial message. Let's see. We can see the classification and we got the initial greeting as well. Let's put get me the latest AI news. We can see the response. And that's it. You just built a smart multi-agent workflow using OpenAI's Agent Builder, complete with classification, conditional routing, and MCP integration for Gmail and Google Drive. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more AI automation tutorials, and drop a comment on what integration you would like to see next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.